Today, we're talking about a quote. It's a piece of tough love you've probably heard a million times. It's on motivational posters. It's in gym locker rooms. It's the kind of thing your dad might have said to you. The quote is, "If you don't believe in yourself, no one will." And for most of us, when we hear that, it feels like a threat. It feels like a judgment. It feels like an impossible catch-22. But I don't believe in myself. That's the problem. How can I start if I don't have the one thing I need to begin? We feel stuck. We see other people walk into a room, and they have this aura, this confidence. They ask for the raise. They start the business. They go on a date. And the world just seems to open up for them. It seems to agree with their high opinion of themselves. And then there's us. We hesitate. We have the idea, but we don't share it. We see the opportunity, but we flinch. We are haunted by the what if. What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? And the world, in turn, seems to pass us by. It seems to agree with our low opinion of ourselves that we live in a state of quiet, constant imposter syndrome, feeling like we're a fraud, just waiting to be found out. And that quote just hangs over us. If you don't believe in yourself, no one will, confirming our worst fear, that because we don't, they won't, and we're trapped. What if I told you that this quote is not a threat, not a cliche, and not a catch-22? What if I told you it is an instruction manual? It's not magic. It's a mechanism. And it was explained in brilliant, practical detail by one of the greatest psychologists of the 20th century, Albert Bandura. The quote is attributed to him because his entire life's work proves it is true, not as a folk saying, but as a fundamental law of human psychology. Today, we're going to deconstruct this law. We're going to understand why this is true. And then we're going to learn Bandura's practical 4-step blueprint for building belief from nothing. This isn't about thinking positive or faking it till you make it. This is about becoming the architect of your own competence. This is how you build the belief that will, in turn, build the life you deserve. So, let's start by looking at the prison. How does this mechanism trap us? Bandura called his great theory social cognitive theory. And at its heart is a concept called reciprocal determinism. It sounds complex, but it's the engine of your life. It's a triangle, and it has 3 points. The first point is P for personal factors. This is your inner world, your thoughts, your moods, your beliefs, your belief or lack of belief in yourself. The second point is B for behavior. This is your actions, what you actually do in the world. Do you raise your hand? Do you procrastinate? Do you make eye contact? Do you stay silent? The third point is E for environment. This is the world around you. The results, the feedback, the reactions of other people, the paycheck, the rejection letter. Now, here's the secret. Bandura showed that these 3 things are in a constant feedback loop. They all cause each other. And if you don't believe in yourself, no one will is a perfect, simple description of this loop working against you. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Let's watch it in action. Let's take the example of a job interview. You walk into the room, and your personal factor is low. Your self-talk is, "I'm not good enough for this job. I'm an imposter. They're going to find me out. I'm going to fail." Now, how does this P affect your B? How does this belief affect your behavior? Well, you slump your shoulders. You don't make strong eye contact. When they ask you a hard question, you hesitate. Your voice is a little shaky. You use hedging words. "Well, I think I'm a pretty good team player." You don't project competence. You project doubt. And now, how does your B, your behavior, affect your E, your environment? The interviewer, who is a normal human, feels your doubt. They don't think, "Oh, this person has low self-efficacy." They feel, "I'm not sure about this one." They don't seem confident. They don't seem to own their answers. And so, they give the job to someone else. The environment gives you a negative result. And now, the loop completes itself. The E, the rejection, feeds back into your P, your personal belief. Your inner critic, that negative voice, now has proof. It says, "See, I told you. I told you you weren't good enough. You'll never get a job like this. No one believes in you." The prophecy is fulfilled. Your lack of belief created a behavior that taught the world not to believe in you. Now let's flip it. Let's say a person who walks into that same interview for the same job, but their personal factor is different. They have what Bandura called self-efficacy. This is the key word. It is a psychological term for believing in yourself. But it's not vague. It is the specific belief in your own capacity to succeed at a specific task. This person's belief, P, is, I am qualified for this. I have the skills. I can handle this. How does this P affect their B? How does this belief affect their behavior? They walk in with their shoulders back. They offer a firm handshake. They make strong, warm eye contact. When they get a hard question, they pause, they think, and they give a clear, confident answer. They own their skills. They project competence. And how does this B affect their E? The interviewer feels their confidence. They think, this person knows what they're talking about. They're capable. They're a leader. I believe in them. And they offer them the job. The environment gives them a positive result. And now, the new loop completes. The E, the job offer, feeds back into the P, the belief. The person thinks, I knew I could do it. I am capable. This is the upward spiral. The prophecy is fulfilled again. This is the mechanism. The world, to a large extent, is a mirror. It reflects your own internal state back at you. Your self-belief is a projector. It's a set of instructions you are constantly broadcasting to the world, teaching it how to treat you as if you don't believe in yourself. Your behaviors will teach the world not to believe in you if you do believe in yourself. Your behaviors will teach the world to believe in you. This is the why. This is the power locked in that simple, cliché quote that, now we face the great problem. Okay, I get it. You say, I'm trapped in a bad loop. But how do I start the good loop? How do I get that belief, that self-efficacy, if I have no evidence for it? How do I build it from scratch? This is the most beautiful part of Bandura's work. He didn't just identify the prison. He gave us the keys that he said that self-belief isn't magic. It's not a gift you're born with. IT is a skill. It is a result that IT is built from 4 specific sources that we're going to go through these 4 sources right now. This is your practical blueprint. You're going to become an architect of your own belief. Before we do, we have to make one crucial distinction. We are not talking about self-esteem. Our culture is obsessed with self-esteem. Like yourself, you are worthy. You're a good person. And self-esteem is fine. It's nice to like yourself, but it's vague. It's a global feeling. You can like yourself and still be terrified of public speaking. You can be worthy and still know you'll fail your math test. Bandura's self-efficacy is different. It is specific. It's not, I am a good person. It's, I can do this specific thing. It's, I can run this meeting. It's, I can finish this 5K race. It's, I can handle this difficult conversation. This is a revolutionary idea. The goal isn't to feel good about yourself. The goal is to get good at things. The good feelings are a byproduct of competence. So, how do we build this specific belief? Here are the 4 pillars. The first, and by far the most powerful, is called mastery experiences. This is it. This is the bedrock. The single most powerful way to build the belief that you can do it is to do it. It is the experience of success. It is an active mastery. It is proof. Your inner critic, your negative self-talk, is a lawyer. It's a very good lawyer. It's arguing against you. It's presenting a case. You're a failure. And here's the evidence. Exhibit A, you failed that test in 2010. Exhibit B, you embarrassed yourself at that party. You cannot outtalk this lawyer with positive thoughts. You will lose. You must defeat this lawyer with new, undeniable evidence. You must become a better lawyer, arguing for yourself. And you do that by creating new evidence of success. But wait, you say, this is the catch. 22 again. I can't succeed at the big thing because I have no belief. You are right. So you don't start with the big thing. You cheat. You start small. You break down the impossible task into a laughably small, masterable step. Let's say your big, impossible goal is write a 300-page book. Your inner critic says, you can't do that. You're not a writer. You'll give up. And it's right, as so you don't try to write a book. Your goal, your mastery experience for today is write 1 paragraph or write for 10 minutes. That's it. And when you do it, you have succeeded. You have a 100% success rate on your goal. You have just created your first piece of new evidence. You have a mastery experience. This is how you start the new loop. The personal factor is, I will try to write for 10 minutes. The behavior is, you write for 10 minutes. The environment is, you now have a finished paragraph on your screw. You have proof in that environment. The proof feeds back into your personal belief. Hey, I did it. I can do this. That wasn't so hard. The next day, your self-efficacy is 1% higher, and you do it again. This is the upward spiral. You are not faking it. You are building it. You are building your belief in yourself, not with empty affirmations, but with a stack of receipts, a stack of undeniable wins that if your goal is get in shape, don't try to run a marathon. Your goal is put on my running shoes and walk for 5 minutes. When you do it, you have mastered the task. You are building the identity of a person who shows up. Whatever your impossible task is, break it down into its smallest possible component and master that today. That is step 1. The second source of self-efficacy is vicarious experiences or social modeling. This is the simple human truth. If they can do it, maybe I can do it. We learn by watching others. When we see someone like us succeed, it gives us a vicarious or second-hand win. It builds our belief that the task is possible for us. But your negative self-talk, your inner critic, corrupts this process. You look at a successful person and your critic immediately finds a way to disqualify them as a model. It says, well, of course they succeeded, they're a genius. Of course she succeeded, she's beautiful. Of course he succeeded, he got lucky / had rich parents / went to a better school. Your critic's job is to convince you that this person is different from you, so that their success is irrelevant to you. We have to reverse this. We must consciously seek out relatable models. Don't just look at the finished product, the CEO, the movie star, the billionaire. That's not relatable. Find people who started where you are. Read biographies. Listen to How I Started podcasts. Watch making of documentaries. Find a mentor in your office who is just 2 or 3 steps ahead of you. You're not looking for superheroes. You're looking for proof that normal, flawed, anxious, regular human beings, just like you, still found a way to succeed. You're looking for the person who says, I was terrified. I had no idea what I was doing. I had imposter syndrome every single day, and I just kept going. That person is your model. Their success is your vicarious experience. It is your proof that it can be done. The third source is social persuasion. This is the quote itself. This is the talk. It's the feedback we get from others, and most importantly, the feedback we get from ourselves. A personal factor is quite literally your self-talk. Let's look at the bad kinds of persuasion. The negative persuasion is what you're doing now. It's your inner critic. You're stupid. You're a fraud. You're not cut out for this. You're going to fail. This is a direct assault on your self-efficacy. The empty persuasion is toxic positivity. It's you staring in the mirror, lying to yourself. I am a genius. I am the best in the world. I am a superstar. Your brain, which is a very smart prediction machine, knows this is a lie. It's not based on evidence, so it rejects it. It doesn't build real belief. So what is the Bandura way? The good persuasion? It's talking to yourself like a credible, compassionate coach. A good coach doesn't lie to their player. They don't say, you're the best player who ever lived. And they certainly don't say, you're a loser, go home. A good coach says, this is going to be a tough game, but I have seen you prepare. You have the skills. You've handled hard situations before. I know you can execute the plan. Focus on the first play. You're fully capable of doing this. This is how you must learn to talk to yourself. You must become your own inner coach. Stop the insults, I'm stupid. Stop the empty flattery, I'm a genius. Start the coaching. When you feel that negative self-talk, you must catch it and respond with credible, specific, evidence-based persuasion. This presentation is intimidating, but I have done my research. I know this material. I have practiced this talk 3 times. I have the specific skills to communicate this clearly. I'm going to focus on my first slide. I am capable of doing this. It is realistic. It is specific. It is not a lie. And it builds real, durable self-efficacy. The fourth and final source is physiological and emotional states. This is a subtle but incredibly powerful one. We read our own bodies to determine if we are capable or not. And your negative self-talk is a terrible interpreter of body signals that hears the scene. You're about to walk on stage for that big presentation. Your body does what it's supposed to do. Your heart pounds. Your palms get sweaty. You feel butterflies in your stomach. This is your fight or flight system, your sympathetic nervous system, flooding you with adrenaline. Now, your self-talk, your personal factor, has to interpret this signal. The negative interpreter, your inner critic, says, see, you're terrified. Your heart is pounding. You're sweating. This is proof you can't handle this. This is panic. You're going to fail. Abort. And your self-efficacy plummets. The prophecy begins that we must fire that interpreter. We must hire a new one. We must reframe these signals. This is a well-studied concept called anxiety reappraisal. Here is the new scene. The event, you're about to walk on stage. The body, your heart pounds. Your palms get sweaty. The new interpreter, your inner coach, says, this is it. My body is getting ready. This isn't fear. This is energy. This isn't panic. This is excitement. My heart is pounding to send more oxygen to my brain. My body is giving me the adrenaline I need to be sharp, focused, and powerful. I'm not scared. I am psyched. Let's go. A physical feeling is identical, but the interpretation, the label you put on it, changes everything. Stress is a state of threat. Excitement is a state of challenge. Your self-talk is what chooses the label. You must consciously choose the one that builds you up, not the one that tears you down. And that's it. That is the blueprint. That is how you build belief. You don't wait for it. You create it. You create mastery experiences with small, undeniable wins. You find vicarious experiences by studying relatable models. You practice social persuasion by becoming your own inner coach. You reframe your physiological states by labeling anxiety as excitement. Now, let's look at that job interview one last time. The new you is about to walk in. You have mastery. You mastered 10 practice questions last night. You have vicarious. You watched a video of someone just like you nailing a similar interview. You have persuasion. Your inner coach told you. You were prepared for this. You know your skills. You have reappraisal. You felt your heart pound and you thought, good. I'm ready. Your personal factor, P, is now. I am capable of doing well in this. Your behavior, B, is now. You walking confidently. You make eye contact. Your answers are clear and strong. Your environment, E, is now. The interviewer is impressed. They feel your competence. They see your belief, and they believe in you. They offer you the job, and the great upward spiral begins. The prophecy is fulfilled. If you believe in yourself, they will believe in you.